shit is escalating big fucking time, man. I'm gonna give y'all some backstory for those who don't watch the news. Listen, y'all. Uh, the fucking mercenaries that Putin hired to help him fight Ukraine has now turned on them, and it's a fucking civil war, man. They don't took over 2 Russian cities. This shit is unprecedented. This shit, the last time I remember some shit like this was they tried to do a coup back in the 80s. And you know, Putin is the strong man, right? But this shit, a lot of people are like, well, what the fuck this got to do with the United States? It's got every motherfucking thing to do. Because they got fucking nukes over there, man. And we have to be careful who has them fucking nukes. They got nukes that can obliterate us in seconds, well, minutes. We could be destroyed. It's a fucking civil war about to go down over there. This shit literally happened overnight. Literally overnight. I've been monitoring this shit on all motherfucking major news platforms. And the crazy shit is this Wagner dude that's in control over these 25,000 mercenaries. Man, they was kicking Ukraine's ass. These mercenaries was more seasoned, more battle hardened than the Russian army, which didn't know what the fuck they were doing, man. The Ukrainians slaughtered the regular Russian army. So Putin hired this boy to bring over his mercenaries, which is battle hardened because they don't fought over in Africa. They don't fought over in Syria. And he brought them over there to help fight the war in Ukraine, and they fought better than the fucking Russian soldiers. They fought better than his top Russian forces, the regular Russian army. And now they turned on Putin, and they don't took over 3 cities don't been took over. Man, some shit about to go. Listen, y'all keep y'all eye on this shit, because a lot of people like, well, what the fuck has got to do with the United States? They got nukes, y'all. Russia is a fucking superpower. A lot of people like, no, they not. They couldn't even wipe out Ukraine. Bullshit. They got fucking nukes. They can wipe out Ukraine in 2 seconds if they wanted to, if they want to nuke them. You feel me? So this shit is escalating big time. I've never seen some shit unfold like this in a matter of fucking hours. This leader, this Wagner, whatever they call these mercenaries, they said they about to march on Moscow, man. Putin done got Moscow security is up the ass. You can't even get to the Kremlin right now. It's tanks and shit in the middle of fucking Moscow. This shit, people wake the fuck up. I wonder did the United States have some shit to do with this? Did the CIA instigate this shit? How the fuck you gonna hire a mercenary group and they end up turning on the person that hired them? Now, the guy that's the leader of this mercenary group, he said that Putin's helicopters and aircraft fighter jets bombed his troops, man, killing hundreds of them. And he was like, the war was a fucking lie in the first place. So now, man, Putin gave his speech. He said all traitors and treason will be dealt with accordingly, which you only know that only mean one thing. He's gonna kill him, man. Putin will do anything to stay in motherfucking power. You feel me? Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit. Even the United States got caught off guard by this, how fast this shit escalated. What the fuck? It says U.S. and Western officials caught off guard by the escalation with, okay, what's his name? Prigozhin? He's the leader of the fucking mercenaries, 25,000 of them. A lot of people are like, well, 25,000 ain't shit against the Russian army, but if you got an ain't shit army that don't know what the fuck they doing, that's full of constricts, man, come on. This shit is escalating big time. I'm out of here, y'all. Hey, baby, let's get the fucking canned goods, the water, and all that shit, because this shit might turn nuclear, and it might fuck with us. Putin might be like, well, fuck it. If I'm losing power, I'm taking everybody out. Look at this shit. Look, they don't took over the fucking Russian cities. Look at this shit. Do you see this shit? Yeah, you right, baby. If they send the nukes over here, Russia might have the Samson Delilah mentality. Like, if that motherfucker go down, I'm taking the whole world with me. I'm taking the whole motherfucking world with me. If I lose power, I'm taking the whole fucking world with me. So actually, this is some dangerous shit that he might just decide to send off a motherfucking nuke over here. You know what I'm saying? This guy, he hired. And they couldn't listen when that Ukraine war started, which it shouldn't have never started in the first goddamn place. Russia was supposed to have took over Ukraine in 3 days. In 3 fucking days. And that shit, they ain't did shit because they army ain't shit. Their army is not shit. Russia is only strong when it comes to nuclear weapons. But when it comes to regular conventional warfare, they don't know what the fuck they doing. Okay? So when it was losing, when the Ukraine was getting the best of Russia, Putin and the mercenaries, the leader of the mercenaries go back. They friends or whatever. He hired them motherfuckers to come over. They look, these is professional mercenaries that's gonna fall over in Africa. They fought in the Syria civil war. These motherfuckers are battle hardened. They know what the fuck they doing. And Putin fucked up by hiring him. They came over. They fought Ukraine. They the ones that Ukraine was making gangs until them motherfuckers, the Wagner group, that's what they call themselves, the Wagner group, came and stalled their ass out, and they was in the Wagner group. It wasn't the Russian army. It was the Wagner group, the mercenaries that set Ukraine back. So I guess this guy, it might have been jealousy. I don't know, but the United States did say it was tension between the two, between the mercenaries and let's see this shit, man. This, I'm telling you. Anyway, to make a long story short, man. The fucking mercenaries, the leader of the mercenaries, said that some of his soldiers were attacked, bombed by Russian helicopters and aircraft, and hundreds were possibly killed. And now he said he's about to march on Moscow, and he basically saying he's about to overthrow Putin. Putin about to throw everything he got at him, which ain't the only thing Putin can do. Is launch some type of tactical nuclear weapon on the cities that the mercenaries is in. And I believe Putin will do anything to stay in motherfucking power. Because that motherfucker done been in power, what, 30 years? I know it's been over 20-some years. But I think, I don't know, man. Never in my lifetime, I've never seen shit escalate. I'm thinking that this was just some type of distraction because Ukraine was running and they counteroffensive. No, this shit is fucking real. A lot of people like, I don't give a fuck because what it got to do with us? It's got every fucking thing to do with us, because if one of them nukes gets stolen, we don't know who hands them nukes might fall in. If we got a crazy motherfucker in there, or if Putin decides to be like, fuck it, if I'm going down, you know, like Hitler killed himself during the German war, when the World War II. Whoa, wait a minute, let's see this shit.
The Russian President Vladimir Putin is vowing to take action after Yevgeny Prigozhin, the leader of the Russian mercenary group Wagner, claims to have seized 2 key Russian military facilities in southern Russia, not far from Ukraine, by the way. Prigozhin denies his acts are a coup, saying instead that the takeovers are what he calls a march of justice that will not interfere with Russia's armed forces, he says, in any way. Joining us now, CNN international diplomatic editor Nick Robertson is watching all of this very closely, as we all are. Nick, how does this impact the way the Russian people, for that matter, view this war in Ukraine?
It's certainly exposing the differences, the fissures in views. Prigozhin has been absolutely clear, and Putin hasn't answered the criticism, and that criticism is that the war shouldn't have been fought, or it was fought for the wrong reasons. It's been fought at the expense of a lot of lives that have been lost, that shouldn't have been lost, because soldiers didn't have the proper equipment, enough ammunition, the proper training.
See, this guy right here is battle hard. He don't like it that Russia sent a lot of innocent troops to die in an unjust war.
Putin
He's standing up to Putin.
To control the message. But Prigozhin has been very good using social media to get his message out. And speaking to at least one long-time contact in Moscow, his first point today was, this is going to throw in a sharp focus for everyone the war and whether or not we should be fighting it. So one of the outcomes here for many people in Russia is going to be, does this change the war? Do we stop? How do we fight it? Do we stop fighting it? Do we fight it in a different way? But there are many other questions here, of course, to watch.
There certainly are. The Kremlin says that Turkey's Erdogan expressed what they call full support in a phone call with Putin. Do these developments change the way, though, Russia's allies are acting, the way they act going forward?
Certainly the United States and Ukraine's allies will be hoping it does, that it throws the judgment of, for example, Xi Jinping, who has already expressed...
I'm telling you right now, this shit is escalating big fucking time, y'all. This shit, overnight,
so the fact that
overnight,
to Russia,
this shit,
which is what's happening here.
What if they actually make it to Moscow?
Putin is,
what the
is
fuck?
Not going to enthrall his allies whatsoever. They're going to see Putin's assessment of the situation, and whenever they engage with his foreign minister,
fucking reach us.
Defense minister, or whomever.
Y'all get Gun Freak Nation. Y'all get y'all motherfucking Funky Town senders ready, man. But that ain't gonna mean shit. Fuck them savages. We gotta look out for these motherfucking nukes that might come our way. God damn it! Ain't nobody gonna survive that shit. God damn it! Look at this shit. They don't man. What the
going on? I say that because Putin and his military are generally slow to react. Prigozhin has got himself in a pretty safe spot, it seems, in Rostov, because he's at the center of one of the key hubs for Russia's fight in Ukraine. So Russia can't go after him. Prigozhin has sent a small detachment towards Moscow. That seems more to theater than really to accomplish anything on the ground in Moscow. I think we're in a situation
take over
right
some
now
of the cities and shit, man.
But you have
this
to
shit is
caveat
fucking. I can't believe this shit is unfolding. The shit that I'm looking at, I can't. Man.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. The stakes right now, I keep saying, are enormous. Nick Robertson, thank you.
Yeah, it is enormous.
On all this breaking news coming up in just a minute. We're live in eastern Ukraine after a short break.
Stay safe out there, y'all. Gun Freak motherfucker.